What's up everybody, Prepared Guy here once again, and today we're taking a look at the Blackfire BBM6412 flashlight lantern combo from Klein Tools. Full disclosure, the company reached out to me and asked me if I would do an honest review for their product, and here we are. Just wanted to preface this video with the comment that this light makes a great toolbox or glove box light to keep in the vehicle, and it's a great light to give to the kids while camping. Upon unboxing the BBM6412, you'll find the light itself with a C-type charging cable, and there's also a built-in rechargeable 2600 milliamp 18650 lithium-ion battery that I don't think you can remove. And of course, instructions. The Blackfire BBM6412 is also made of aluminum alloy, is IP66 water resistant, and has an impact rating of 6 or 10 feet depending on if you go by the box that it came in or the website description. It also weighs in at just under 200 grams or just under 7 ounces with the battery on board. I'll leave the tech specs from the manual on the screen now just in case I accidentally leave out any details, so pause the video here if you want to see those details. During my runtime test, I ran the light on the 500 lumen mode for about 20 minutes before it slowly started ramping down to a lower lumen output over the course of 1 hour, which sustained about half of the original lumen output for the remainder of the runtime, which was 6 hours and 42 minutes before the battery became completely depleted for a total runtime of 7 hours and 6 minutes. During my thermal test in the 500 lumen mode, the light got up to a max thermal output of 98 degrees Fahrenheit or 36 degrees Celsius after about 20 minutes of use, which means it stayed cooler than the temperature of the human body throughout the 1 hour thermal test. During my recharge time test using my Jackery Portable Power Station's 5 volt 2 amp USB port, the internal battery recharged from completely depleted to full within 5 hours and 6 minutes, which was kind of a long time, especially when I can fully recharge 21700 batteries with the same port in 3.5 hours. Now let's go over the modes, lumen outputs, and general operation of the BBM6412. Alright guys, now I'm going to go over the general operation of the BBM6412. So here we are, you have the primary light, you just press the back button here, and that goes on into the 500 lumen mode with a runtime of 7 hours. Now, in order to cycle through the next mode, you have to do it while the green light's on. So the next mode is going to be the 315 lumen mode with a runtime of 10 hours. That light shuts off, and you can shut the light off, but you can only cycle while the green light's on. So same thing for when you go into the lantern mode, you have to hold down that rear tail switch. It'll light up, and then it will light up the side light here for the lantern. And you can only cycle through while that little green light's on. Okay, so say we're going to go into high, medium, and low. I'm going to leave that in the low mode, and then the light is going to turn off. And now when I press the button again, it will turn the light off. But when I turn the light back on, it'll go back into the last memorized mode, which is the low mode for that light. So for the lantern mode, you have the high 375 lumen output with a runtime of 10 hours, cycle over to the 235 lumen output with 11-hour runtime, and then the low 35 lumen with a 30-hour runtime. And then you turn it off from there. Very easy to use. If I wanted to use this as a light to check under the hood, so to speak, you can just press that button first, and then you go ahead and you stick it up to wherever you want and use the magnet to, give you leverage there. So very easy to use, but the problem that I don't like about it is you have to actually turn the light on and then put it somewhere, and you can't turn the light off and on while it's stuck against something because you can't get to the actual button. You have to take it back. So I guess it's good if you turn it off and then you forget where you put it. It won't be stuck up there, left up there, because the fact that you actually have to take it and put it in your hand to turn it off and on. So that's always a good quality to have as well. You got your side clip here. You got your magnet here. And then you have your LED in there with that weird magnifying lens. And then you got 5 LEDs in tandem here. And then you have your C-type charging port. It's all rubberized in here. You turn the bezel, then you can see the C-type charging port, and then you can close it, and it's IPX66. So that means if you get a little bit wet, you're not going to damage the light itself. So they did a pretty decent job putting this together. One more thing I wanted to mention is the rubberized glow-in-the-dark bezel. When you turn the light off after using it, you have this nice little glow-in-the-dark bezel, and it's rubberized. Say you drop it or you set it down right after you're done using it and you go, oh shoot, I still need my flashlight. You can find it in the dark if you need to. It's not too bad at all. So let's take it outside and check out some beam shots. The max beam distance wasn't mentioned anywhere in the manual or on the website, nor was the candela. The LED color tint looks to be a cool white, coming in at about somewhere in the 6000 K range. All right, guys, now we're outside. I'm gonna put this in the high 500 lumen mode. And that's what it looks like from 20 feet away from the railing there. I'm gonna put it into the low mode, and that's what the low mode looks like. It's kind of pointless because it's so close to the high mode. When you go through these, it's barely even noticeable, really. So that's what that looks like. And now I'm going to switch it over to the lantern mode. Go like this, and now we're in the lantern mode. That's the high. This is the medium, and that's the low. And note again that we're 20 feet away from the railing there. Now I'm going to put this back into the regular spot mode. And we're going to go over to the railing here. All right, guys, now we're over by the railing, and I am about 50 feet from the marker that's in front of us right there. And this is what it looks like to the naked eye. And I'll pan over to this tree here. That tree is about 10 feet away from the camera and the light. And then we'll pan back over. You can see kind of that bush out there. That's a little bit less than 50 feet away. That's like 45 feet away. And then that marker out there is 50 feet. And you really aren't getting too much of a distance on this. It's not really a thrower at all. It's more of a flood. So I'm going to pan over here to the rest of the porch so you guys can see. And, you know, that's not terribly bad. I mean, you can really see. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. If you're going to be out in the woods, get a light that throws a little bit further, because this is not going to be a thrower for you. My pros and cons are as follows. First, the pros. The low thermal output was great. There was no worries of me burning my hands or anything else around me when using the light. The magnetic tail cap and side lantern were a great combo, making it easy to mount somewhere so that you can work under the hood of your car or light up the area that you're changing your tire in. There is a ton of versatility, which I love seeing in a flashlight. You can also clip it to your pocket or backpack straps when you're hiking. Now for the cons. The main flashlight beam wasn't anything to write home about, since it had little to no throw, and the beam pattern was the standard generic white circle. The box stated different information from the website when it came to the impact or drop distance, and the claim of the 7-hour runtime on the 500 lumen mode was not completely accurate to my test. I wish the company had put more effort into relaying the tech specs in the manual and on the website, which could have made my job a lot easier. So those are my pros and cons. Otherwise, the BBM6412 is a decent flashlight, but I feel like I've seen similar flashlights in the generic flashlight bin at your local hardware store or Walmart. That's not to say this flashlight isn't of good quality, because it is, and it will definitely get the job done. As I said in the preface, this would be a great camping light to give to the kids, or a great light to keep in your car for if you need to work on your engine or change a tire, and it's even a handy light to keep in your toolbox. So if you're considering picking up the Blackfire BBM6412 from Klein Tools, I think it's a decent option for the amount of versatility that you get. It retails for $39.99 on the blackfire.com website. I'll leave a link down in the description below. I hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Prepared Guy, and until next time, guys, stay prepared.